Coach Chandler Burks joins us today to discuss his return to Kennesaw State and the All-In campaign. Coach, just like the triple option, I have 3 parts to this. I want to start out for you, going back to when you chose Kennesaw State. How was that decision impacted by the 1KS community? So coaches, fans, donors, etc. How did that impact you choosing KSU as an OG?
Sure. Well, I'll tell you, I like to tell the quick short story where it all started, which was back at Fifth Third Bank, and not our stadium. And I'm talking about the actual Fifth Third Bank, where I went up and met with Coach Bohannon. He was the only coach that had an actual office. Everyone else is in cubicles. And I sat down with Coach, and he sold me on the vision. He sold me on winning championships, leaving a legacy, starting something from the ground up and being a part of that from the very, very beginning. And then on top of that, he sold me on being the first one. That hit home with me. It also hit home that it was going to be 45 minutes away from the house, and that I was going to be surrounded by a coaching staff that loved me like their own son. And that resonated with me, stuck with me. And, back then there was nothing. I didn't know of any donor at the specific time. I didn't know of any fan at one point in time. All that kind of started way back when, once we got that first class coming in 2014, and everybody getting sold on Kennesaw State football. Who is it? We used to say around the office, and the coaching staff used to sell on this, was, the best kept secret in the South. Well, I'm here to tell you, and everybody probably knows that where it's no longer a secret. And that's obviously a direct correlation of the hard work and the foundation that was built from the ground up, and obviously from the leadership from Coach Bo. So, but now as you see the fruits of the labor unfold, of all the fans, right? You have fans reaching out to you, tweeting at you, finding some way to get to a player or a coach or however that may be. You also know within the donors and seeing those guys come out to practice, they one in particular that I can vividly remember is Mr. Miller. He just actually passed away not too long ago, but I actually got the opportunity to come back as a coach and actually go and pay my respects to him at the funeral, which was really, really sobering moment for me, knowing that I was able to come in as a player, meet an individual that was gung-ho, not just about Kennesaw State football, was fired up about it, don't get me wrong, but was fired up about Kennesaw State athletics and the amount of time and effort and he put into our program and the entire athletic program. I was able to pay my respects back, and that was something that kind of came full circle for me, and it's been a really sober moment for me to kind of think back upon. It's been an unbelievable, surreal experience, to say the least.
Let's go back to that 1 year we lost you when you decided to go into coaching, and you went on to work for Wofford College. And we know we got to meet you up a couple of years, or 2019.
Sure.
In your decision to go into coaching, how did Kennesaw State support you there?
Every coach would tell you that during my time as a player, they all joked with me that I was going to be a coach. And I'm here to tell you I was hard fast on telling them, no, I'm not. And I would say that for year after year after year. Every conversation that would ever get brought up, I would, no, I'm not, no, I'm not, no, I'm not. I'm going to go be a sport agent. I got my degree in sport management here, and I said, I'm going to be a sport agent. Went to an internship at a sport agency in Atlanta. I had my direction. My mind was made up. And then you finally get hit with reality, right? As soon as you get done with that last game, you're sitting there thinking, okay, what's next, right? And I would tell you what got me into coaching was kind of taking a step back and thinking of what is, very, very important to me, which I've made it very apparent throughout my years playing and still now into coaching, that, I'm a man led by faith. And it was trying to take a step back and to ask myself, how am I going to add value to God's kingdom? And I was able to see that truly unfold right in front of me with the coaching staff that poured into my life, that made me a better young man, and to grow into the man I am today based on the entire coaching staff that I was, around every single day. And that started with Coach Bohannon, trickled down to our offensive coordinator with Coach Chestnut, and to my position coach, Coach Worley. And then my security blanket being Coach Glanton, who was my high school head coach, having him around, all those guys that's poured in my life, and just seeing the impact that it had on my life, I knew then I could take that and have an impact on a young man's life that would add value to God's kingdom one day. And that, to me, was a no-brainer. That was a win-win. And then I knew right then and there, I said, I'm getting into coaching.
Well, we're so glad to have you. And I know the coaching staff was as well. Go back to when you first got that opportunity and it was announced to return to Kennesaw State. How were you welcomed by fans and donors in the community?
Oh, man, it was awesome. I mean, the social media, it was love and warmth, and it's, actually it's still continuing. My mom actually got someone at her work that brought up the fact that I was back and how it just didn't feel right that I was elsewhere, and I agree with them. It didn't feel right. I love this place, and the markets left on me is really immeasurable. But I plan to return that in favor of trying to leave my mark to continue this, as it goes on. But I tell you, the donors, the fans, I sit there and think back when we went to the brewery where we celebrated, and introduced the fans and the donors to the staff. And it was a really, really kind of eye-opening experience because I've never been a part of something like that. It was a great time, and you kind of saw the community truly in love with Kennesaw. And everybody was coming up to me, telling me, it's great to have you back, which was obviously very welcoming, and obviously makes you feel really good. But it's been, like I said, it's been a surreal experience, man. And I always like to tell people it's kind of a Cinderella story. When I think about it, it's come full circle, being able to, come in, being the first commit, playing here, and then kind of circling back. I always told those around me that I always wanted to find my way back to Kennesaw State one day. It just so happens that the timeline I didn't have figured out. It just kind of happened so fast and so quick, and I was so grateful when the opportunity came available. I tell everybody I didn't hesitate 1 ounce a bit. I called Coach Bo, called Coach Chestnut, and told them my sincere interest about coming here and becoming the quarterbacks, 2-backs coach. And one thing led to another, and now here we are.
Here we are, and we're in the final month of the Owl-In campaign. Another 3-parter for you. What does it mean to be Owl-In as a student athlete, as an alum, and as a coach?
Sure. When I sit there and think about Owl-In, I think about black and gold, and what that means to me, as a student athlete. I sit there and think back to it. I'm sitting there telling myself, well, we like to talk about within our program, we want to bleed black and gold, right? When you have that sense of pride about your university, about the colors, about the KS, about what we're able to do within our community just by representing something bigger than us, which is our entire university, and going out there and being able to rep that KS on your chest, that truly means something. And obviously trying to be a direct reflection of your coaching staff, of this university, and allowing everybody to know that's what a Kennesaw State student athlete looks like. That's how they carry themselves, that's how they behave, and they are a great person and awesome citizen. That's unbelievable. When I think about being an alumni, the great deal of humility and proudness comes from being able to say that I got a degree from Kennesaw State University, right? It's not a small task to do, right? I mean, we're at 40,000 plus students here. No longer is it being seen, in my opinion, as a commuter school. This is a place to come for 4 to 5 years to get your degree and go out there into the workforce, go out there into the community and make it better. And I take that great deal of pride of that. And then, now as a coach looking back, I'm sitting here thinking, well, how can I pour into the Owl-In by bringing other guys to build on top of that within our program that will add value to this university, to this program, and to the athletic program. And like I said, man, it's full circle. It's a Cinderella story, and that's truly why I wanted to come back. This university left a unbelievable mark on me and my life and everybody surrounding it. And I truly want to return that favor by doing that tenfold in the years to come.
Well, Coach, we know this year has been challenging. what's one thing that you say to your players when they go through a challenging time?
I always tell them, we have a saying, how you do anything is how you do everything. So I always challenge my guys, it's not about what you do on the field. It's about what you do off the field, in the classroom, in the community, all right? And that will translate and directly correlate to what you are able to accomplish on the field. So when things come up, adversity is going to come at you and it's going to hit you in the face, all right? But at the end of the day, the reserve, all right, the resiliency that you're building over the years and years of preparation and the attack of every single day of your life in the classroom, in training, film study, in everything that you do, that is going to allow you to overcome and be able to overcome every storm that may come your way. And I'd sit here and tell you, how you do anything is how you do everything. So that's what I always tell them.
Coach, thank you for your time. Thank you for being Owl In, and welcome back.
I appreciate it. Thanks.